I can't even.
Hello, thanks for tuning in to our channel. This is Cedric and Alicia, and tonight we wanted to make a video just to encourage those of you who are trying to get out of credit card debt, and just want to share with you how we were able to just control our spending and get out of credit card debt. So, one of the things that we did was simply put away the credit cards. Dave Ramsey, who has a show on getting out of debt. I'm sure you've heard of it. And his philosophy is to cut up your credit cards. Well, Dave Ramsey is successful at what he does, helping people get out of debt. But that wasn't our decision. We didn't decide to cut up our credit cards, but we did put them away. And I think it's okay to use credit cards, but just to use them responsibly. Unfortunately, some people don't have the self-control to actually put away their credit card, and they have to cut up their credit card. I believe that that's a drastic measure some people have to actually take in order to get out of debt.
Yes.
So to each his own, but we were able to just put away our credit cards. We would get credit card offers in the mail. We would get credit cards, that we may have applied for, but we just didn't use them, and we put them up. We kept our credit cards because we still want to have excellent credit.
Yes.
And maybe we'll use them again in the future, but we'll use them in a responsible manner, meaning we have the money, but we're just using the credit card. So credit card debt is something you really got to watch out for because it will get addictive.
Well, yeah.
It's so easy to swipe that card when you see things you want, and before you know it, you rack up thousands and thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of debt, and it's like, wow, so.
Yeah. It's funny how, and like you said, with cutting up the credit cards, that's going extreme, but some people have to actually do that because they have no self-control. But with us just choosing, we have it.
Yes.
And we chose to. That's the decision we made. We didn't have to cut it up, but we chose to say, we're going to put these away, and, we're going to try to go about using money or with debit card, using money for whatever we need, So that's a choice. And sometimes you take back your power when you, like when you make a decision rather than a decision is being forced on you, like you cut up the cards, like we have it there, but we took back that power because we can say use it, but took back that power and say this is that discipline and everything, and say this is what we're going to do. And
we just came up with a plan and said, hey, from this point on, we're going to stop using the card. And that was it. Then it's just a matter of just paying the debt off. That's it. And our cards that we were using, they were primarily 0% interest card. I had one card, it was like 9% interest, but it wasn't anything extreme, and we put good amount of money on the card to make sure that it's paid back within that 0% APR time frame, and that's very important. And so
sometimes you have to control yourself with shopping because obviously, I love to shop, but there's a time and place for things where you can say, okay, when things are really good, like, okay, I'm gonna go splurge and but sometimes when you look around and you see that you really do not need anything. Like, I look around and see I have 100 pairs of shoes, pocketbooks that from Gucci, Louis, every pocketbook just been given away, all the Michael Kors bags that I have new. Like, you don't know how much bags are you gonna, so sometimes clothes, look how much clothes, like clothes, so much clothes. Yes, we see things and we want it and this is nice, but sometimes it's like, do I really need this? And it's good to treat yourself and splurge from time to time, but you have to have discipline. You have a goal and just focus on that goal. And especially when you look around, house supply, house dishes, everything is like it's
Yes.
nothing. Yes, it's always, you're gonna always see things that
Yeah,
you
that you
want.
want.
But
And
it's like, do you
that's
really
a
need
yeah,
it?
that's an
You
endless
know?
cycle though. That's gonna go
Yeah,
on for the
exactly.
rest of your
We're gonna
life.
always be seeing things that you want, and nothing wrong in wanting things and getting it, but especially when you don't need it and you have a
Exactly.
plan, focus on the plan and don't get distracted by all because you're gonna always see things that you want. I
Exactly.
remember in New York, I'm from New York. Obviously, this painting behind us is a New York picture,
Yes.
but yeah, well, spent a lot of years, like 40 years in New York, but I remember, a lot of rich people in Manhattan and stuff like that. As we can even see, a lot of rich people do not.
Yes.
All these, the way I was brought up, summer, winter, all these different things,
Yes.
Christmas, you go shopping, new curtains, and just all these different things. And these people wash what they have, put it back up.
Yes.
Sometimes it's mainly minorities that sometimes do the most, and
Yes.
sometimes you have to take a page out of these people book, like all
Yes.
these having 100 sheets, and they don't do all
Yes.
these things.
And I'm gonna tell you something that a lot of people might not believe, but I believe is also like a self-esteem issue sometimes. Sometimes when you feel like your esteem is low and it's like you need things sometimes to just feel good about yourself.
Right.
But you got to understand that things don't make you and that they don't define you, because whether you have those things or not, you're still created in God's image. You're still someone, somebody still loves you, and you don't have to put your value in things. It's good to have nice things, but don't let nice things have you. Or you got to work on your self-esteem. You got to just love yourself,
I don't necessarily think it's a self-esteem, but maybe for a few people, because they do have, sometimes you would find guys who maybe you're not so good looking, so you feel like in order to, so yeah, to a point, but not with everyone, or females,
Yes.
like, so now you need to have this kind of car, and you have to have on the most expensive outfit, and so yeah, to a point, I guess self-esteem do play a part when now you
Yes.
want to, like,
Of course,
yeah.
because I'll give you a great example. All right. Before we had this house,
Mm-hmm.
in my mind, I said to myself, when we get our dream house, when we move, it's like, I want to show everyone how good we're doing.
Right.
But then once we got into the house, to be honest, I almost felt ashamed that we were doing so good.
Right.
To be honest, I'm just
Right.
that's just being just like transparent.
Right.
I didn't feel that need to want to show it off no more.
Right.
And so it's like, now that you have it,
Right.
it's like you feel different about it.
Right.
But when you didn't have it,
Right.
you felt like, man, like that's going to make me seem more successful, or
Right.
you see what I'm saying? And so, like, yeah, like, for example, I wrote a book called Wealth and Riches Shall Be in Your House. And when I wrote the book, we were over in the old house.
Right.
And so I said, well, maybe when we move into the new house, it'll give more of a appeal when you make the book presentation, like, oh, well, we're doing good, so on and so forth.
Right.
But like I say, once we actually got here, it's like now we got it, and it didn't mean as much. I guess I'm trying to say that once you get something, you feel good about yourself, you really don't need to prove nothing to nobody else.
Absolutely. Yes.
But sometimes we do want to prove to people, like, hey, we're successful, we're doing good, so on and so forth. But,
that's why you can tell sometimes people who's accustomed to certain things.
Exactly.
And because
because they don't even flaunt it. It's like they got it.
Like,
You know what I'm saying?
Even me at work, sometimes I have this little $5 bag that I will put my little whatever, because with me being in the health field, and just, yeah, I don't want to have my bag lingering around. And sometimes I see these girls coming with they different whatever bag, whether Michael Kors bag or whatever it may be, and they may figure, like, I have bags that cost I don't know what, but I have no need to, it's just like I
Yes.
have no interest in trying to prove to anyone what you have and what you don't
Yes.
have. I'm just fine. I'm coming to work. I just put my few things, my umbrella, whatever I need to throw in this bag, and that's it. So yeah, so you
Exactly.
always find that sometimes when people have certain things,
Yes,
you
they
don't
don't.
even
You
use
don't even.
it.
Yeah, and you don't feel a need to like try to show off
Yeah,
or
yeah,
prove to
yeah,
anybody
yeah,
because it's just the life you
yeah,
live
yeah,
now.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
but at first you do feel like, hey, yeah, well, let me
Right,
show, let me
right, right,
inspire,
right,
let
right,
me,
right,
do this
right.
and that. But
Yeah.
like you look at some of the richest people in the world, they wear t-shirts, blue jeans. They don't feel no need to have to impress. I mean, whether they're black,
Oh
whether
no,
they're
well they
white,
spend,
whether they're Asian,
right,
they don't feel a need to have to wear jewelry
right.
or flaunt what they have because they have it.
But some people choose to spend their money on what is important to them. For some rich people, all this $500 jeans or whatever it may be, that's not an issue for them. But they'll go and spend $5,000 on a suit because they may value their
Yes.
suit, their shoe. So nothing wrong in finding whatever you like and treat yourself. One life to live,
Yes.
all these riches in the world is for us to enjoy. Why not?
Yes.
You want something. Like I always tell people, always, that's been my motto, where I would see something that costs $1. It could be a t-shirt I see somewhere and it's on sale and it costs $1, and it's like, oh, let me get this. And it can be something that costs $5,000 that I want, and I want it too. So
Yes.
so yeah, you treat yourself, but it's just the point of there's a time and place, bottom line. A
Yes.
time and place for things, when you are out of debt or you have certain goals and plans, stay focused. And
Yes.
yeah, when you have some free money, or things slow up a bit, or you
Yes.
took care of your priorities or whatever it may be, then yeah, it's like, okay, I want to treat myself to this
Yes.
shoe, this bag, this new car, whatever it may be,
And you make
because
a good point when you say, okay, well, when you get out of debt,
yeah,
there's just a time that you have to stop spending
yeah,
sometime when it doesn't make
yeah,
sense. It doesn't make sense to finance things and you don't have any money in the
yeah,
bank.
yeah,
You can't pay your bills
yeah,
on time all
yeah,
the time. Why are you still
yeah,
financing?
yeah,
You got to understand at the end of the day, when you finance something or when you use your credit card, that's debt.
yeah,
We use debt when we don't have the money,
yeah,
basically. You're spending money that you don't have. And so that's what we're trying to encourage you to do if you're trying to get out of debt, is don't spend money you don't have.
yeah,
At some point, you have to say, wait a minute, I'm living beyond my means. Let me stop financing things
yes,
and let me pay off the debt that I currently have.
yes,
Let me work on creating some, more
yeah,
income and, continue going
yeah,
forward without
yeah.
having to depend on debt to
Yeah, you
live.
can't keep spending, and nothing is coming in as money need to come in. Yeah, you can't,
Yes.
because eventually it could be 100,000 you have on your account, on your bank, or whatever it may be. You keep spending, and trust me, money is, as we all know,
Yeah, it come and go.
it go like I
Yeah.
would have no problem spending.
Yeah, it
Put
come
some
and
money
go,
in my
man. I mean,
hand,
hey.
unless I learn to now be disciplined. But
Yes.
other than that, put some money in my hand. Trust me, I know exactly what to do with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it goes easily. So
Yes.
yeah,
And so, yeah, basically, we just want to encourage you and a red flag is when you can't pay your bills on time.
Yeah.
When that starts happening, that's a red flag right there
Yeah.
that, hey, you need to get your spending under control. So don't continue to dig a deeper hole for yourself by financing things. You know, get your finances under control, manage your money, and it'll give you peace of mind.
Pay off those cards.
Yes,
and,
pay off your cards, what you have.
You know,
just be faithful over what you have and have peace of
because
mind.
this life here can be scary, the way how things are going, gas raising, like we just don't know what tomorrow holds. So you want to start having a save in all this, shopping to impress. You know, there's a time and place, like I said, for it, but start thinking about your future. Start even $5 it may be, $10, whatever it may be. Start saving something, and it's like, oh wow, I have $100 in my saving, and it make you want to keep adding to it. And it's just time to start things. You know, we're living in a different time, and you just don't know what tomorrow. You know, somebody out of a job, just anything. You know, some debt in the family, anything. And then now, because you know, so much people, that used to be the new thing where somebody dying, then everyone collecting
money to bury that person.
You know, it's time that we start changing. And while that same person was out here, sometimes you're shocked to know that is no money to bury them, no nothing, because the same person was out here like living it up. You know, so time for us to start thinking differently. You know, we have children, any emergency come up, you want to have,
you want to have some savings. You know, King Solomon, the wisest man ever lived, he said this. He said, in the house of a wise man is food and oil, but a fool spend all that he has. And so we don't want to fall into the definition of being a fool, spending everything that we have. We want to save something, and we want to manage our finances. So listen, that's the video for tonight. I hope you found some encouragement out of it. That's all we want to do, is just to encourage you in these days and times we're living in to get control of your debt. We're living in some uncertain times. You know, it is what it is, but if we manage our money the way God tells us to in his word, we're going to be just fine. We're going to be just fine. So listen.
We're all in this journey together. You know, we all was there once, and but just time to start thinking, shift your thinking and your focus on priorities. And, you know, start with getting a notebook and writing down. You know, start with nothing like writing things down, you know. And go from there.
Okay. Well, listen.
Well, be blessed.
Be blessed. We thank you for tuning in to the channel. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Have a wonderful night.
Good night.